Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kyra. I'm your everyday makeup maven, but we're also in a journey in beauty here on this channel. And the journey is looking a lot more like project painting, using what we have, no buy, low buy kind of situation for 2024. So that's why I'm in March and still introducing a couple of new projects to work on throughout the year. And today I'm going to take a note from a wonderful project panner as well as project pan resource here on YouTube, and her name is Erin Taylor, and I will have her link down below. But she combines her project 10 uses with her No Pan Left Behind series, and I decided to do that versus having 2 to 3 updates a month on project panning items. So I do already have everything chosen. I had my daughter draw randomly. I didn't have my Tiny Decisions app totally set up yesterday when I got anxious or excited to choose palettes. So I just had her use a random number generator using the numbers in my spreadsheet where my eyeshadow palettes are located, and we chose them that way. So let's go ahead and start with that. I do have 2 randomly chosen palettes and 1 palette I chose for myself. That way, if I feel like there's a palette that maybe would balance the things that were chosen for me, but also using the randomness of this project to help me reach for palettes that I may not otherwise reach for. As much as I want to hit pan on eyeshadows this year, I also want to touch and use all of my eyeshadows. I will pop the number on the screen here because I don't have my inventory with me right now, but I have a lot of eyeshadows. So with all of that said, let's get into it. The first palette that was chosen for me was the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette, the first one. This is what mine looks like. She gets good use. This is definitely one that I use quite a bit, and I'm excited to make sure and reach for all of those. Then I also had randomly chosen for me the ABH Sultry palette, which is definitely not one I would have reached on for my own, especially not this time of year necessarily, but it did get chosen for me, and I did use it today. I used the shade Bloom and the shade Rose Quartz for that palette. And the one that I chose is the last one that I chose within my 2024 plan to pan, is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. So again, instead of trying to hit pan on something in here, I'm just gonna be trying to use every single shade. That is what No Pan Left Behind is. I guess I should have explained that at the beginning. If you don't know what No Pan Left Behind is it's a project where you select randomly or otherwise eyeshadow palettes that you want to use every single shade in, and then you roll them out and you roll new ones in. And so the one that I chose for myself is my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. No pans in here, a few dips. I'm enjoying using this one as well. So I will not be waiting for the updates on this project in order to roll new ones in if I finish any before the update. The reason being, I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes, I think 67, and if I want to get through as many palettes as I can this year, I can't be waiting for updates in order to do that. So I'll still update on the project. I just may have gone through a few more palettes than these 3 before the next time we see each other for this update. Now, the real fun began when I decided to do project 10 uses, and that is because I have things in my 2024 project pan or plan to pan that turned into a project pan that I really want to use up or hit a certain goal on, but I still want to be kind of shopping my stash or rotating through my products in the rest of my collection, other than eyeshadows. So I decided to do project 10 uses. I have a Tiny Decisions wheel with like 530 some items on it. So I'll be putting screen recordings up as I go, but I already chose the products and I'm going to share them with you now. So I had to giggle when this first product came up because I thought, serves me right for starting another project. But it is this blush from Laura Mercier. It's one of the Color Infusion blushes, and it's in the shade Grapefruit. It's pretty bright, and you actually are going to see a theme that started with this product throughout these 10 products that I chose. But this is a beautiful blush. It is red, but it has like a golden sheen to it, very light sheen to it. It's obviously very pigmented, which is why it looks like it's never been used. Next, we'll go through the single shadows that were chosen. There was 2 Sydney Grace Shimmer single shadows that were chosen. Goodness. And so I just put them in this little Tarte palette. So the first shade that was chosen was this one right here by Sydney Grace, which is called Blue Mist. And it is pretty much what it sounds like. It is a white sheer blue duochrome shade. Love that. And then the second one that was chosen is Golden Peach, which is actually this red shade right here. And this is pretty much like a metallic version of that blush. And I have to say, I don't wear red eyeshadow very often. So those are the 2 single shadows. Next, a foundation was chosen for me. It is the Lancome Tantidel Ultra Wear, the original formula foundation. I love this, and I'm very excited to be using this. I also think this is going to pair nicely with a couple of the more hydrating. I also think this is going to pair beautifully with a couple of the hydrating primer samples that I have in my 2024 project. Whereas the foundations that I have in projects right now, the Rare Beauty and my Shiseido Skin Tint Tinted Moisturizer type products, maybe don't wear the best on top of those primers for me, so I can work on those primers while I'm using that. Next, a lip liner. It's pretty rare where I like use something like this, but the Milani Understatement lip liner in the shade Desert Rose. I really like these lip liners. In fact, I just finished my 3rd one, so there you go. It's kind of it's exactly kind of a dusty rose, I guess. More a medium depth. So 10 uses for that. And then oddly enough, my e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oil in the shade Rose Envy was chosen, and it's gonna pair beautifully with that lip liner. Then a blush duo was chosen from Patrick Ta, and it comes from the palette. Now this shade is now sold as a single. This palette with the 3 of these shades in is no longer available, but I have the palette and I just count them with my single duos, if that makes sense. It's this one on the bottom called She's Baked. And of course, each of these duos have a cream and a powder. In this trio, these 3 shades, She's Baked is definitely my favorite. The cream is a little more rosy. The powder is a little more terracotta rosy, and it's beautiful. I'll be excited to do that one. Next was a brow product, which I could have excluded, but I do have brow products that I need to rotate through, and this one is brand new. I've never used it. I have also the tinted version of this, but it's the Patrick Ta Major Brow Shaping Wax. This is the clear version, so you're gonna see that it is in fact clear. I also have the tinted version, and I have Massive Pan on that one. Probably work on finishing that up at some point, but why not? We'll use the clear, we'll get some use on it. Next, another fun item that my daughter actually purchased for me. I think it was last Christmas, but she got this for me from Ipsy. She likes to pick out stuff from the Ipsy shop for me sometimes. And this is the Complex Culture Good Glow Blush Duo with the shade Spiced Up and Be Content. So I'm guessing this is Spiced Up here, and this is Be Content. We have some really fall tone blushes here for the most part, and they're very pigmented, which I think is partially why I shy away from them, but I'm all right with that. That's okay. I'll be excited to get 10 uses, and something like this, where it is this one item, I don't know if I'll just use it 10 times or if I'll use each blush shade 10 times. What do you think is the right way to do it, or what would you do? And lastly, as if we needed one more red product in the project, this is the Kulfi Beauty Mindy Moment Blush, and this is in the shade Garland Glow. This is a stunning shade, and this one I'm really excited to use for spring because while it's reddish, or more coral than red, but it's pretty red, it also has like a cool tone. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but a cool tone, like lavender shift to it. Either way, it's going to be beautiful for spring. It's one that I received in PR in 2023, and I really honestly haven't used it much since then. So I'm glad that I'll be pushed to get some more use on that. And that is that. So I'll just keep track with tally marks in my notebook for that one. And then for the eyeshadow palettes, I just have them sort of sketched out and will cross off each shade as I use it until I use them all. And then I'll use my Tiny Decisions app again to choose new products. So I also wanted to mention that my girl Angela from Curly Girl Angela G here on YouTube is going to be linked in the description box below. She is doing No Pan Left Behind as well, so please go and check out her video and let her know that I sent you if you do. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying panning content. Let me know if there's other things that you want to see. Let me know if you want to see any looks specifically with any of these palettes that I'm working with. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.